Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of The Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. If you're running a business, any kind of business, you're probably spending some time thinking about AI, what to do, how much to use it, and how to even get started. The answer could be in your pocket. The new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, powered by Vodafone Business's reliable, award-winning network, will help you unleash your productivity through brilliant built-in Galaxy AI. For example, Note Assist will automatically correct, fix the spelling, formatting and organise your meeting notes so you can stay tuned into the session without any worry. This week saw a surprising new fan of AI as Abbas Bjornulveus revealed at South by Southwest in London that he's been using AI to help generate new material, although he warned it's really bad at lyrics. Mamma mia. Getting back to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. On today's Smart 7, Reeves splashes the cash in spending review, trouble flares in Northern Ireland and much more. It's Thursday 12th of June, it's Superman Day, and happy birthday Dave Franco.
The Smart 7, it's news but not the news.
Wednesday saw Chancellor Rachel Reeves introduce her first multi-year spending review, laying out budgets and plans for key departments for the next 3 years. The intention is to provide clarity for the day-to-day running of critical sectors, including the NHS, education, crime, defence and housing. She says it's part of Labour's pledge to renew Britain.
My driving purpose since I became Chancellor is to make working people in all parts of our country better off, to invest in our economy so that everyone has the opportunity to succeed after 14 years of mismanagement and decline by the party opposite.
She provided an extra £29 billion per year for the NHS, with commitments to improve the technology and develop the NHS app, along with the promised increase in defence spending and an increase in funding for social housing. Prime Minister Keir Starmer says it's not just a case of throwing money at the NHS, there needs to be real progress.
Yes, we do need to fix social care alongside the money that we're putting into the NHS. We're putting record amounts into the NHS. That's the right thing to do, and we're seeing the results.
The reaction from the opposition was predictably negative, with Tory Shadow Chancellor Mel Stride saying it was a spend now, tax later review, while Tory leader Kemi Badenoch didn't seem impressed with any of Rachel Reeves' proposals.
Isn't the truth that we have got the wrong Chancellor and the wrong priorities?
The wrong choice they made was making her leader of the opposition.
Reform Deputy Leader Richard Tice was critical of the levels of spending too, describing it as out of control and trying to gain support for their Elon Musk-inspired approach to council budgets. The Lib Dems Treasury spokesperson Daisy Cooper was calling for a trade deal with the EU to help drive growth and warning that handing more money to the NHS without fixing social care was like pouring water into a leaky bucket.
It's been almost a year since Labour swept to power with the promise of change, but we are still not seeing the scale of ambition needed to turn the country around. We welcome the announcement of investment in the NHS, but on its own, it won't work unless the government invests in social care too.
Protests in LA have been getting a lot of media attention this week, but there's arguably been more serious civil unrest much closer to home. Wednesday night marked the third night of street violence and protests in the Northern Ireland town of Ballymena. It all started on Monday with a peaceful protest over an alleged sexual assault in the County Antrim town, but it quickly escalated with racist graffiti and targeting of families new to Northern Ireland. At least 32 police officers have been injured, and the PSNI have had to request additional reinforcements from the Scottish Police Service. Amanda Ferguson is a freelance journalist who has been covering the protests.
We know that there's a lot of racism and misinformation floating around online, but you're seeing a lot of live streaming of everything that's going on, and to see businesses being targeted and homes being targeted and fires being set is deeply concerning.
Nigel Farage's Reform Party have a brand new chairman after Zia Youssef resigned and then returned to a new job, all within 72 hours. The new man at the top is David Bull, who has quite a varied CV. He is a qualified doctor who has presented Newsround, appeared in a romantic comedy called Caveman, and was the host of ghost hunting show Most Haunted Live. No judgment here on that, though. He was also a Brexit Party MEP and a failed general election candidate for Reform. It's hard to tell whether any of that will come in handy when dealing with Nigel, but David was busy doing the media rounds on Wednesday.
I mean, the transition has been extraordinary. On Sunday, I was presenting a breakfast show, and of course, then suddenly I'm chairman of Reform UK. Look, I've been involved in politics for many years. We've built that party from the ground up. Yesterday, suddenly, I wasn't really prepared for the avalanche of comments.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, the US Open Golf gets underway and tributes to an American musical great. Right after this. Hey, it's Jamie East here, and today's episode of the Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. When you're running your own business, pretty much anywhere can be your office. The spare room, the back garden, or, even the local cafe. And with the power of Vodafone Business's reliable award-winning network, combined with the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, there's no limit to what you can do pretty much anywhere. For example, if you're working and caffeinating at the same time, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will allow you to seamlessly complete actions across a whole range of apps to find relevant information and send it where it needs to go. It can even summarise YouTube videos for you and save it to Samsung Text Notes. That's the power of AI in your pocket. This week saw a surprising new fan of AI as ABBA's Bjorn Ulvaeus revealed at South by Southwest in London that he's been using AI to help generate new material, although he warned it's really bad at lyrics. Mamma mia. And getting back to Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. And if you're using the seamless action across apps, it's compatible with selected languages only. You'll also need a Google account login, and the availability of search functions may vary by country, language and device. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. Welcome back. This weekend, the world's greatest golfers head to Pennsylvania to face what is known as the sternest test in golf. That's the US Open, which is being played on the Oakmont course, which appears to be equally loved and feared by golf's royalty. Rory McIlroy is ready to tee off and face down reigning champion and live golf star Bryson DeChambeau. He joked after he won the Masters that journalists would have no more questions to ask him, but it seems Rory was wrong because now they're asking how he feels after he won the Masters.
Trying to have a little bit of amnesia and forget about what happened. Yeah, and then just trying to find the motivation to go back out there and work as hard as I've been working. You know, I worked incredibly hard on my game, and you know, it was nice to see the fruits of my labour.
It's been 27 years since Sex and the City first hit our screens, and even though it only ran for 6 seasons, it became part of the cultural landscape. 2 questionable movies followed, and then it got a reboot called And Just Like That, which is now in its own 3rd season. It seems to be a phenomenon that just won't die, and at the heart of it is Sarah Jessica Parker, playing Carrie Bradshaw and wondering to herself as she writes her regular column. On the press tour for the new season, SJP revealed a life-changing piece of advice she got from her contract lawyer, which has left her with an incredible wardrobe.
I've had an attorney now for 37 years, and one of the things he said to me when he first started negotiating contracts with me, you know, no perks, no this, no that. I didn't need candles and flowers in my dressing room. Or he just said, just have it in your contract that you keep every single thing you wear.
Wednesday saw the death announced of one of the greats of 20th century music, Brian Wilson, at 82 years of age. He was the co-creator, singer, songwriter and arranger of the Beach Boys and was the last surviving member of the Wilson brothers, who were at the heart of the group. The Beach Boys rivaled the Beatles in the 1960s as creative pop powerhouses, with hit after hit, and in Pet Sounds had what is widely regarded as one of the best albums ever made. Tributes poured in from the music business, including Ronnie Wood, Mick Fleetwood and Questlove, who said Wilson could make art out of inexpressible sadness. Brian spoke to Beatles producer George Martin back in 1997 about his creative process and his belief that great music came from a higher power. Rest in peace, Brian.
They come from down deep in my soul. You know, way deep in my soul, there's this music that's there that wants to blow right out of my chest. You know, and like, it just totally blew out. Music came out of my chest.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Did you know that foreign investors are quietly funding lawsuits in American courts through a practice called third-party litigation funding? Shadowy overseas funders are paying to sue American companies in our courts, and they don't pay a dime in U.S. taxes if there is an award or settlement. They profit tax-free from our legal system, while U.S. companies are tied up in court, and American families pay the price, to the tune of $5,000 a year. But there is a solution. A new proposal before Congress would close this loophole and ensure these foreign investors pay taxes, just like the actual plaintiffs have to. It's a common-sense move that discourages frivolous and abusive lawsuits and redirects resources back into American jobs, innovation, and growth. Only President Trump and congressional Republicans can deliver this win for America and hold these foreign investors accountable. Contact your lawmakers today and demand they take a stand to end foreign-funded litigation abuse.